Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tour Read. I'm Yvonne, the Senior Designer for WTA Interiors. Okay, so today is gonna be yet another special episode because we are going to be revisiting one of the houses that I have done 2 years ago. In fact, I think it's more than 2 years ago. So my homeowners have already moved into this heartlands of Tampines, and now let's go and check it out. Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, how are the both of you?
Yeah, we are good.
Good. Yeah. Wow, this place looks like the state that I have handed it over to you guys from since like 2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago. That's right.
Very good. Okay, so maybe today we're gonna share with everyone how the whole renovation process was and what you love about your house, and maybe a bit of a review of how it is for the past 2 years of living in the house. Okay, because everyone is only talking about houses that have been done up freshly and all, but maybe this time we share more about the experience of really living in a house that is designed by me. Okay?
Yeah.
Can. Okay, come, let's begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we step through what kind of requirements that we have when we first approach you.
Can.
So actually, first and foremost, we wanted a picture that was actually given to me by my mum over here.
Yes.
So that was the most important requirement. And furthermore, we wanted a lot of storage spaces around the house, and we wanted big open living spaces, especially with this being a 5-room flat, and so we want to maximize the open space that we have. If not, why not we let you step through the places and storage that we have in this house?
Okay, sure. Yeah, so basically that painting that we saw just now, okay, is actually a very important painting that Dominic's mom actually, gave it to him. So without further ado, come, let's open this. Like all BTO houses, this is where the DB box is. And naturally, the storage over here is usually very shallow. What we do is we add shelves inside so that it becomes a shoe storage. And this is nicely concealed by these fluted panel strips wooden door. And over here, this is actually a full mirror for you to check yourself before you leave the house. And it is also storage. This was actually intended to be a half-height storage with, all these doors are actually drawers. And below is actually just the normal swing doors where you can store stuff. And following which, we are continued over here with the TV console. The TV console is very special with our usual flip up and slot in doors. Okay, so when you are playing like maybe PlayStations and things like that, you can keep the console doors open. And when you're done with it, just close them. Alright, and below is actually a row of drawers. And right now, beside us is a settee. So settees, they serve as something like storage. It also serves as additional sitting space for guests. Now that we've seen this bay window storage, leading up over here is actually a corner whereby we previously intended to put a robot vacuum. So if you can see, this door is actually sliced. It's actually shorter than the rest of the doors so that you can place a robot vacuum inside, and afterwards when it's closed, the robot can come out by itself to do cleaning for the house. This very beautiful piece of display cum storage cabinet is actually a mixture of a design by Polly, who is the female owner, and myself. Yeah, because initially the design, it turned out to be something that is more, there wasn't this curve, and then it was more structured and with clean lines. Okay, but Polly wanted something with her own personal touch that gives it a more feminine vibe. So that's where we translated the wooden strips over here as well, and also on the curves. And over here, these wooden strips actually is also a door. Okay, so with the curved corner. Okay, and over here as well, this is also a door. Alright, then if you have noticed, there is actually a very special feature right above me, which is the false ceiling that's specially designed for this house. I actually came up with this false ceiling idea that stretches across the whole dining area and to the storage cabinets over there. This is actually called gives a very nice segregation of space. And at the same time, there were also cove lights on top. I guess that's about it. And you see Mr. Spider-Man found his spot up there as well. Okay, so we are done with the living room, and behind me is actually the painting that his mom did, okay? And this actually oversees the entire living space and the dining area. So this dining area is very typical for BTOs of this layout. Usually people, they will just do some sliding door or cabinets and all. But I decided to take it up on a higher notch, okay? To actually have footed panel doors, and this is actually a hidden storage that opens up to a pantry that can be accessed from the dining or the living area. So when guests are here, it's actually easier to access things without having to enter the kitchen. Okay? And if you were to look at this very special door over here, it may look like a very simple glass door, but it's actually with wooden frame. And this handle is also actually specially done up by my carpenter, because previously I remember there wasn't a handle and we were trying to think of a solution. Okay, so in order to make it blend and look like a wood strip, so we added this handle over here. Okay, and on top there's also a door stopper, so that this door actually stays open by itself without needing to close it all the time. Now let us Dominic, would you like to share more about the kitchen? Like maybe what are the requirements that you had, and how this space has actually transformed into what you needed?
So requirements for my kitchen previously, I recall what I wanted was to have a lot of open spaces in the kitchen to place all of my appliances that my wife would have wanted to do so, which you can see later.
Yeah.
And also there was a lot of requirements for drawers. So we can step through all the drawers that we have, and it was actually very useful. I really appreciated the drawers that was incorporated into the design. And furthermore, I recall we wanted a cement base for our fridge and our washing machine as well. So that was useful, especially when we want to wash the kitchen floors and all. Let's let you step through the rest of the details.
Okay, can. If you can see over here, there are really a lot of drawers, okay? So like all these drawers are actually with soft close undermount tracks, okay? Over here we have a whole row of drawers, and of course, definitely you see there are drawers within cabinets as well. So all these, they actually serve as a different usage, and when you close the doors, you won't see so many drawers on the outside, so it lets the kitchen look neater as well. Okay, and on the opposite side, that's where the sink, the dish rack, and the stove are. Okay, so the dish rack also sinks. We use these blue HK Ventos hinges, whereby the doors can actually stop at any level. Okay, and then afterwards over here, this is where there's all more storage. And not forgetting, there are also LED lights. Okay, so the switches are actually hidden over here. Okay, so these are actually the LED light switches. Okay, so this is the hood, and this is for the LED. Okay, so everything is actually concealed, because if you were to put the switches on the outside, sometimes when you cook, it tends to get a bit oily. Okay, and not forgetting, for both Polly and Dom, they actually requested to have a cement base for their fridge as well. Okay, so this cement base is actually just a mortar base, but what's so special is that over here, we actually slanted the corner in so that it doesn't kick your leg, because sometimes if the cement base is right angle, you might kick your leg and injure your toe. Yeah, and not forgetting, the tabletop is actually made of sintered stone. So back then, sintered stone just came out in the market, and we pretty much have very limited options with sintered stone, but we managed to procure something that is very interesting, and this is actually a grey slab that complements very well with the wooden cabinets. Alright, and not forgetting, over here we also have this sauce rack. Okay, this pull-out sauce rack is also specially catered for them, and what's so interesting is that actually all these tiers are adjustable. It's not like the regular metal sauce racks that you purchase and install in your cabinets, but this one you can actually adjust the height of the sauce rack. Alright? Okay, so now maybe let's move on to the bedrooms. Now let's have a look at their master bedroom, and let's hear what Dominic has to say about the requirements for his master bedroom.
Okay, so for master bedroom requirements, Actually, first and foremost, the most important requirement I recall I have to is we have to have a king size bed.
Yes,
non-negotiable
Yes.
criteria. It has to have a king size bed. Given nowadays we have a very small HDB master bedroom today also, so it was quite a challenge I recall. And next thing we had was also we have this beam up here, and we were wondering how to do with the wardrobe space given the limits of the space that was given in this wardrobe as well.
Yes.
So that was a challenge. And next thing for our toilet also, I recall we thought that the original design of the HDB toilet was not so nice. But at the same time, we wanted to lower cost and see how we can beautify it into a bit of a more, maybe perhaps hotel style. And that was another challenge. And also pertaining to the vanity cabinet and all, I didn't really want a vanity cabinet, and at the same time I wanted something to put my toothbrush and soap and all. So was looking for you to come up with solutions for that. So perhaps we let you step through what are the things here?
Okay, can. Yeah, maybe first thing, the king bed, dream come true. They have a king size bed. And actually the headboard was proposed to see whether do they want to actually elevate the aesthetics of the room, because the room itself is really not of a very fantastic size. Typical 5-room flats, most of them are actually longer. But for theirs, it seems like it's, almost like a 4-room, okay? That's why this headboard was specially designed with vertical and protruding and recessed strips, so that it creates the illusion that it's actually elongated, and at the same time, because it's stretched vertically, an illusion that it's actually taller. Over here, this is where the wardrobe is, and Dominic actually shared about the beam. So when they collected keys to the house, and when I actually looked at the floor plan, we were speculating whether would there be a beam or not. And stepping into the house, we saw that yes, there really was a beam over there. So both of them became very, unassured. How is the wardrobe gonna be? Is there gonna be enough space? Is there gonna be, it's gonna look ugly and things like that. So I told them it's okay. How I designed it is that over here I actually did the display niche. Okay, and over here this footed is again storage cabinets. Inside there's actually storage, and then inside, because this wardrobe is divided by the beam, so one is his wardrobe and one is hers wardrobe. Okay, so actually this beam, it became a very nice division between for the both of them to store their stuff and their clothes. Now we move on to the bathrooms. Okay, so the requirement was to actually let the bathroom look like something that is more of a hotel style, something more aesthetic, right? We actually did an overlay for all the bathroom walls, but the floors was kept original from HDB, okay? And we also introduced a shower curb so that the water won't flow out when you're showering, and also the shower screen glass door, all right? And over here, there is actually 2 sintered stone countertops that are done. Okay, because for them, they didn't want a vanity cabinet, but at the same time, he still needed a ledge or things like that to store his, toiletries and all. They actually came across a design like this online, and basically told me to, design something similar. What is so interesting about this is usually for other people, the base of it is actually, there's no plywood covering. But for us, we actually introduce a plywood covering so that it's to prevent any water splashing during washing of the bathrooms to get into contact with the plywood directly. Okay, so with that, this is how the master bathroom is, and master bedroom areas. Okay, and let's go and see the other bedroom. Okay, and the other bedroom, based on what I recall, is just a very simple requirement to have a wardrobe over there. So let's take a look. Alright, so thank you all for joining us on today's episode. I hope all of you like what you have seen in the house and how the house has held up for the past 2 years. Okay, and if you have any comments on the design or anything that you want to share with us, do drop your comments in the comment section down below. And do remember to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also check us out on our other social media handles on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. Okay, and with that, I'll see you guys the next time. Bye bye.